Hi guys, welcome back to the fourth episode of my podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about LGBTQ plus in healthcare and the role that healthcare workers have. First and foremost, I like to say that I've never personally experienced any issues like this. However, it's vital to our nursing practice that we learn and understand the discrimination that the LGBTQ community has within healthcare, whether that be with same-sex parents in the labor and delivery unit or neglecting the health of trans people. A main reason why I want to incorporate this topic into my podcast series is because I have a friend who's experiencing some of the discrepancies right now. We are so lucky to live in a generation and time where everyone is accepted and more awareness to certain issues are being talked about today. However, trans health and health of other members of the LGBTQ community isn't something necessarily broadcast much, and to be quite frank, something I had very little knowledge of before starting nursing school. The LGBTQ community faces many challenges within healthcare, including structural, interpersonal, and anticipation barriers. Structural barriers include lack of insurance coverage for transgender-related services. Really quickly, I'd like to talk about my friend here. So he's been waiting for about a year now to receive a double mastectomy known as a top surgery, and he finally got a spot this coming February. However, for OHIP to fully cover this, you need to receive a referral from a doctor to apply for something called OHIP Plus. And you can imagine how challenging this would be with the lack of doctors right now and how busy healthcare is. Because OHIP Plus is a fairly new program, there's not a lot of healthcare centers that actually fully cover this, and the closest one to us would be in Montreal, Quebec. This poses many barriers for him as he's a college student and doesn't have a lot of money for this surgery, and he doesn't have the flexibility or resources available to even get to Quebec. Not to mention, this is an 8-week recovery time surgery, which he'll be unable to work and pay rent. This is a reoccurring theme that the LGBTQ community faces. My eyes really opened up this past fall in our Nurse 2021 lab during an LGBTQ discussion among how trans men experience discrimination and discomfort when seeking and receiving cervical cancer screenings. In the article posted on my website, I was shocked to find out that only 27% of American transgender men reported receiving a pap smear in the past year, compared with the 43% of women who are cisgendered. As nurses, we need to work to promote cervical health to all people with cervixes, regardless of gender. Specifically within trans men, we need to be aware of the barriers they face to healthcare and the importance of screenings. To practice relationally, we need to improve the inclusivity of the clinical environment. Asking ourselves, is the environment safe and would the client feel respected? How can we make the client feel more comfortable? Best practices include asking the patient for their preferred pronouns before examination and to use trans-inclusive language during communication. How can the environment promote gender inclusivity? Perhaps there's a gender-neutral washroom. I encourage you to continue thinking relationally and relating to the patient by asking yourself how you would feel in their position. That's all for today. Thank you all for listening and following my journey. Bye, guys.